Let me introduce you to Aaron Michael DiAlto. He was a captain with Polk County Fire Rescue. He's no longer employed by them. He resigned in lieu of termination. And do you know why? We arrested him, along with the Winter Haven Police Department. On about November the 8th, the Winter Haven Police Department was contacted where this fire captain supposedly had sex with a 17-year-old girl. That's clearly illegal. What makes it worse is he met this 17-year-old girl when she came for a ride-along at the fire station. So at the end of the day, Winter Haven Police is notified. They begin their investigation, and they determine that 2 of the 3 times where this former captain with the fire department and this 17-year-old victim had consensual sex, 2 of the 3 times were at Saddle Creek Park. So we joined the investigation. As we investigated the case, we also determined that they had been at an escape room in Lakeland, that they had gone to the movie together in Lakeland, that they had met at Saddle Creek Park by their own admission. In fact, he admitted to taking her to the escape room and to a movie and going to Saddle Creek Park, but he denied ever having sex with her. The evidence all is to the contrary. So we arrested him. He went to jail. In addition to that, he resigned from the fire department. So how did that work for him? I can tell you that Polk Fire Rescue totally cooperated. They always do when they have an unfortunate event, but we should not judge all of the wonderful, hard-working firefighters by this guy's stupid actions. At the end of the day, he's supposed to be the adult in the room, not led by the child in the room. And as a result of his conduct and her conduct, he went to jail facing very serious felony charges.
Sheriff, do you know how authorities found out about this relationship?
I don't know. It first came into Winter Haven Police Department, then they notified us when they found that 2 of the events were in the county. One apparently happened at the Lake Maud Park in the city limits of Winter Haven. But during the investigation, they determined that 2 of the events happened in the unincorporated area, and that's how we got involved. But after all, firefighters save lives, but he ruined his own professional life with his conduct.
So he had made it up the ranks in the department, so you would assume that he would have more sense than, cavorting with a minor. He apparently didn't. What do you think?
No, it's very frustrating to me, because when a person does something like this, they not only embarrass themselves, they embarrass the fire department, their colleagues, and the entire industry. Well, it's important to point out that everyone that's hired in public safety is hired from the human race. And just occasionally, you'll let someone come into your ranks who you believe is a stellar person. Obviously, they thought so. He even had a promotion along the way, or 2 or 3. But at the end of the day, occasionally, the people we hire disappoints us. And that's what happened to Fire Rescue. Aaron Michael DiAlto, former captain, embarrassed the organization with his felonious conduct. They immediately took action when it came to their attention. Law enforcement took action, and he went to jail. And guess what? If we need firefighters, we'll dial 911. We don't need them in the jail, but we'll put them there if they violate the law, just like we'll put cops and doctors and anyone else that violates the law in jail.
In jail now, but that could be prison time.
It could very well could be prison time, because there's at least 3 felony events that we're dealing with so far. But the investigation is never over until it's over.
And he said, no, I didn't do it.
Yes, he said he didn't do it. However, his consensual partner, who was 17, said that he did, and we have evidence to that effect.
Is that evidence text messages?
Well, we don't discuss all of our evidence during the ongoing investigation, but I can tell you that text message is part of the evidence.
But he started off talking to her after the ride-along. They developed like a personal relationship. He's 31, she's 17, and they were talking about like video games and all that kind of stuff. Even at that level, isn't that inappropriate?
Certainly. He was 37 when this occurred. He's 38 now, and she was 17. He's supposed to be the adult. He is a supervisor at the fire station. So even creating that relationship, listen, we understand that teenage girls and boys sometimes become infatuated with people of status, wear uniforms, well respected, but you're supposed to be the adult in the room and go, don't act like that, don't talk like that, don't say those things. What he did was the polar opposite. He took her to the movies and to the escape room. He groomed or totally cooperated with this 17-year-old or led the communication and encouraged her. But at the end of the day, it was consensual sex, but that's still illegal. You can't do that. Plus, he had even a greater responsibility because she was at the fire station for a ride-along to see if she was interested in becoming a firefighter. That's not unusual. We allow ride-alongs. We introduce people to our profession every day. But this guy operated totally outside of the rules, totally outside the norms, embarrassed himself, his family, the organization, and at the end of the day, he's in jail. Instead of a jail captain, he is a jail bird.
In the Winter Haven police affidavit, it mentions that there was a photograph taken at the escape room. What do you think about the fact that he was photographed with her and agreed to that?
Sure. Well, I can't even imagine, first in my wildest imagination, that he would do this. But to show that he only has 3 brain cells and 2 of them aren't working, he's got photographs with her? Are you kidding me? How crazy can you be? So I hope he enjoyed his criminal conduct, because now he's paying a very tough price for that outrageous conduct.
And that picture is part of the investigation?
It will be part of the investigation. I believe it's in the Winter Haven evidence, but I'm told that it's still online at maybe one of the escape rooms. So listen, he's not going to escape from jail, even though he escaped from a room with a 17-year-old.